quote about how sugar doesn't actually make kids hyper, or at least there's been no proven correlation between the two. And a lot of people were really nasty and like insulting me and being like, I don't care what the science says. Scientists don't know as much as I do. And like people were like really, really felt personally attacked by that post. I don't know why. I just said the science didn't support it. This person was super nice. And they're like, kids definitely do get hyper though. So kids abroad in countries where they haven't been taught sugar will make you hyper, they don't get hyper when they consume like even large amounts of sugar on holidays and stuff, right? But in the US, I remember from the time I was a small little child being told sugar will make you hyper. And so I was like, sugar is a great excuse to get out all my extra energy because the adults are expecting it and they're allowing it right now. I very distinctly remember having that thought like, oh, it makes me hyper. So then it became a self-fulfilling prophecy where I was just like, well, it's going to make me hyper anyway. So I would act hyper because of the placebo effect. I knew it was supposed to make me hyper. We tell kids this from the time they're like toddlers. Or if they are misbehaving or acting out, oh, maybe it was the sugar they had this morning in their, I don't know, what's a popular cereal? Captain Crunch. And it's just like self-fulfilling prophecy. You tell children, when you eat this, you are going to behave this way. And you expect it, and you even parents, they tend to like lower their expectations for the boundaries in children's behaviors after Halloween and things like that because they're expecting them to be hyper. But the thing is that when we do controlled studies, science hasn't been able to find any peer-reviewed solid connections whatsoever. Since the 70s, they've been studying this. There was one poorly done study that came out, and all the parents kind of latched on and were like, oh, sugar makes our kids hyper. And then in the decades since then, tons of studies have been done, and they've all been like, no, that study wasn't well done, and there are no real correlations between how much sugar you consume and hyperactivity specifically. I personally think it's down to the fact that like Halloween is just an exciting time that you're going to the neighbor's house, you're dressing up, you know people are going to be nice to you and giving you candy, and it's just a fun party. Of course, you're going to be a little bit more wild during those times, kids and adults. Even if the kids just went door to door and got toothbrushes and pencils, they would just be out of their mind excited because it's a fun time. Then, of course, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell a child constantly, when you do this, you're going to behave this way, they're going to think that that behavior is the appropriate response for having eaten the candy because you told them that that was the appropriate response for having eaten too much candy.